Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jacqui and today we're doing a ladder flow. That means we'll be taking one sequence and repeating it a few times. Each time we'll add on one more pose or a more challenging variation of a pose. And this is a really great way for you to start to get the hang of the poses and see your own improvement as we progress through the class. So come join me on the mat and we'll get started. Alright, we're going to start standing up and get into some sun salutations straight away. But first of all, let's just warm up our wrists a little bit, making figure eights and going through the whole range of motion that you can with your wrists. And then the other way. There's one way that's always more natural than the other way, so it doesn't matter if you get a little bit lost. Alright, let's shake that out. Shake out the whole body. And then let's take the left leg and we'll cross it behind the right and step all the way on the right side. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. Hold on to your left wrist, reach up and then bend over to the right side. Breathe out. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Try to keep opening up through this left side and spiraling your chest up towards the sky. On the next breath, release the arms, bring the legs back to center. And then we'll cross the right leg behind, all the way to the left side. Deep breath in, reach up. Hold on to your right wrist, pull upwards, and then bend towards the left side. Open up through the right side of your shoulder. And then releasing back to the center, shake it out again. And then let's come to stand at the top of the mat. We'll start again with some sun salutations now. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Breathing in, circle the arms up, lengthen through the spine. Breathing out, fold forward, hands come down through the heart center. Breathe in, lift up halfway, flat back. Maybe the hands draw up the shins, roll the shoulders back, lift up through the core. Breathing out, hands on the mat, step the right foot back and then the left, high plank. Try and find this great plank position where we're not arching through the spine, but the tailbone is tucked under, the core is engaged and the head is long. Press the hands into the mat so that the shoulder blades press to the sky. Place your knees on the mat and then lower yourself all the way down. Untuck the toes, breathe in, roll the shoulders back, lift the head up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe you're light on your fingertips, and then breathing out, downward facing dog. Just one breath here. And then bend the knees, look towards your hands, step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands to heart center. One more time just like this. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway to your flat back. Breathing out, step the left foot back this time and then the right, high plank. Tuck the pelvis under slightly, press the shoulder blades up to the sky. Lower the knees to the mat and then lower your body all the way down. Everything arrives together and elbows stayed glued to the sides of your body. Breathing in, untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest and the head. Light on your fingertips and then breathing out, downward facing dog. One breath. Bend the knees and tilt the tailbone up to the sky. Bend the knees even further, look at your hands, step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms and circle them up to the sky. Breathing out, hands to heart center. A couple more times. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, step right foot back and then left high plank. Lower the knees down again and then lower the body all the way down. Another chance to try this out. Breathing in, untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back. Maybe this time you lift your hands off the mat. Use the muscles in your back to lift your upper body up. Breathing out, hands come down on the mat, downward facing dog. On the next breath, let's float the right leg up to the sky. Make sure that your hips are still pointing down to the mat and we haven't opened up here. Breathing out, bring the right knee into the chest and place the foot in between the hands. You can take a few steps or you can use your right hand to help that foot forward. Lower the left knee, untuck the toes, bring the hands to the knees, and just make sure that the hips are pointing directly to the top of your mat and they're nice and level. Scoop the pelvis under slightly, and then keeping this position, you can start to shift the weight forward a little bit more. On your next breath out, let's shift the weight back to the left leg, flex through the right foot, pull up the muscles above the right kneecap, and then fold forward. Hands can stay on your thighs, on your shin, or they can come to the mat. But try to keep a nice long spine with your tailbone pointing towards the back of your mat. Breathe in, come back into your lunge. Hands can stay on the mat or they can come to your knees. And breathe out, half splits. Straighten through the right leg, flex the foot. One more time. Breathing in, come forward, lunge. And breathing out, half splits. This time we stay here for a couple more breaths. Try to stay nice and active in your right leg. Curl your toes towards your knees. Tilt your tailbone towards the back of your mat. And on the next breath in, come back into your lunge, walk the hands forward. Tuck the left toes, lift the knee off and step back into your high plank. Lower the knees down. This time we'll come to our Chaturanga Dandasana. So shift the weight forward over the hands and then lower down. Keep the elbows close to the sides of the body. We're only coming to halfway, everything in one plank position. Breathing in, let's come to your cobra or upward facing dog, whichever you're ready for. So cobra with the hips on the mat, or upward facing dog, pressing the hands down and lifting the hips off the mat. On the next breath out, come back to downward facing dog. One breath here. And then bend the knees, look towards your hands, step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands to heart center. One more time on the second side. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out, folding forward. Bend the knees here. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, hands on the mat, step the left foot back and then right high plank. Lower the knees and then lower the body all the way down. Breathing in, untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back, lift the head and the chest. Hands come off the mat this time. And then breathing out, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, float the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Hips are pointing down to your mat. Breathing out, bring the left knee into your chest. Shift the weight forward over your hands. And then however you want, place that left foot in between the hands. Lower the right knee, untuck the toes. Let's come into our low lunge. Hands come to the knees. Make sure the hips are pointing to the top of the mat and they're level. Scoop the pelvis under and then shift the weight forward. Breathing out, let's come to half splits. Shift the weight back over your right knee. Flex the left foot. Pull out the muscles above the kneecap and then fold forward. Length through the back of your spine. Hands wherever they feel most comfortable and where you can still keep this straight spine. Breathing in, come forward, lunge. Breathing out, half splits. Last time, breathing in, come forward into your lunge. And breathing out, half splits. Staying here for a few more breaths this time. Folding forward, length through the spine. On the next breath, come back forward into your lunge. Place the hands on either side. Flex the right foot, lift the kneecap off. Strong in the hands and shoulder blades press to the sky. Come back into your high plank. Lower the knees down. Come into Chaturanga, lower down halfway, elbows at 90 degrees. Breathing in, shift the weight forward even more, cobra or upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look towards your hands, step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands to heart center. Let's bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Breathing in, let's come into chair pose. Reach the arms up and sit your hips down. Press the knees together and look down and see if you can see your toes wiggling in front of your knees. Your weight should be shifted a little bit more into the heels of your feet. Arms stretch right in front of you. And then breathing out, straighten the legs, fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. And breathing out, stepping back into your high plank. You can lower the knees, or maybe you're ready to take them off. Come back into Chaturanga. Shift the weight forward over the hands. Lower down halfway, 90 degrees. Breathing in, cobra or upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Step the left foot 45-degree angle towards the outside of the mat. Bring the right knee into the chest and place the foot in between the hands. Breathe in, reach the arms up. This is your warrior one. Try to keep both hips pointing to the top of your mat and your feet are not on one line, but they're spread wide on your mat. Breathing out, let's bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Breathing in, pull the hands down, roll the shoulders back and look up. And take a big breath out, fold forward, length through the spine. Leading with your chest, coming to the inside of your right knee. Drop the head down and then let the arms fall towards the mat behind you. On the next breath in, come back up, reach the arms up to the sky. And then breathing out, hands come back down to frame the right foot. Step the right foot back and then left foot high plank. Flow through vinyasa. Shift the weight forward over the hands. Lower down halfway, chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Other side. Step the right foot 45-degree angle on the right side of the mat. Bring the left knee into the chest and then place the foot a little bit more towards the left hand than in the center. Breathing in, reach the arms up, warrior one. Bend down and try to keep also the ribs knitted together so they're not splaying out like this, but everything is drawing together and compact. Breathing out, hands interlaced behind the back. Breathe in, pull the hands down, open up the shoulders, and then breathing out, folding forward on the inside of your left knee. Try and stay firm with the feet in the mat. And then breathing in, release the hands, lift the body back up. Reach the arms up. Breathing out, hands come down. Frame the left foot. Step the left foot back and then the right high plank. Vinyasa, shift the weight forward. Halfway. Breathing in, upward facing dog. And then breathing out, downward facing dog. Let's bend the knees, look towards the hands. Step the feet in between the hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, bend the knees, reach the arms up, sit back down in your chair pose. And breathing out, let's bring the hands to heart center, stand up straight. So there we have the first sequence of our ladder flow, and we're going to keep adding on a few more times. So take a deep breath in, big toes together, sit back down in your chair pose, reach the arms up. Try not to tilt your pelvis too much or round it too much, but there's just a slight tuck to engage your lower abs. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, stepping back into your high plank. Flowing through your vinyasa here, shift the weight forward, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Breathing in, cobra or upward facing dog. And breathing out, downward facing dog. Coming back to your warrior one. So step the left foot on the outside of your mat, 45-degree angle. Right knee comes into the chest and step it towards your right hand. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky, warrior one. Maybe bending down a little bit further this time. Breathing out, let's bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Breathe in, pull the hands down, open up the shoulders. And breathing out, coming to humble warrior on the inside of the right knee. Drop the arms down behind you. And then let's release the hands. This time we take them forward onto the mat, fingertips on the mat. Rock back onto your left leg and then shift the weight forward onto your right, coming into standing splits. So it doesn't matter how high that left leg is. You don't want to open up the hips, so you want to keep them nice and square, like we did with our three-legged dog or our half splits. And then try and find a little bit more straightness in that left knee. Point the foot, and then using the muscles in the back of the leg and the glutes and your abs, see if you can lift it up a little bit higher. You can bend in your right leg a little bit if you need to. And then let's step it all the way back. Hands come back around the right foot. Step the right foot back into your high plank and then lower down, Chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Straight into the next side. Right foot steps out to the side, left knee into chest. Place it towards the left foot. Breathing in, reach the arms up, warrior one. Breathing out, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Breathing in, pull down, open up through the chest. Find this length and space created. And then breathing out, keeping this length, lead forward through your chest, coming to bend on the inside of the left knee. Arms drop down behind. And then release the hands down. Fingertips on the mat right in front of you. Rock back onto your right leg and then shift the weight forward onto your left. Standing splits on this side. Bend the left knee a little bit if you need to. Point through the right foot, straighten the knee. And then using the muscles in your leg and the glutes, try to lift it up a little bit higher. Nice job. Let's step the right foot all the way back. Hands come onto the mat, step back into your high plank. And then lower down halfway, Chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog. And breathing out, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here in downward facing dog, or come to your child's pose. Whatever variation you need to take right now. You might like to walk your legs if you're in downward facing dog. Or maybe rock from side to side if you're in child's pose. Try to find your breath, reconnect. All right, if you're in child's pose, let's come back up to downward facing dog. If you're in downward facing dog, try to lengthen your spine a little bit more. Press the hands into the mat so the shoulders come up to the ears. And then let's bend the knees, look towards the hands, step the feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up, sit down in your chair pose. Press the knees together, and then breathing out. Stand up tall, hands come down through heart center. All right, just a couple more times. Breathing in, chair pose, reach the arms up, sit down. Press the knees together, shift the weight over your heels. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, step back, high plank. There's always the option to come straight to downward facing dog if you don't want to flow through one more vinyasa. Otherwise, let's come down, Chaturanga, breathing in upward facing dog, and breathing out downward facing dog. Coming back to our warrior one, so you know the drill. Left foot to the left side, right foot in between the hands. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Breathing in, pull the hands down. Find a little bit more openness through the chest every time we do this. Breathing out, body comes down, humble warrior. Drop the arms behind. And then release the hands. Take the fingers to the top of the mat. Rock back into the left leg, and then shoot forward, balance on the right. Doing the same as before, so lengthening through that left knee, using the muscles in the leg and the glute to press that leg up. Stay here, or if you want to take a little bit more challenging variation, take the right hand, wrap it behind your right calf, hold on to the ankle. So now you're balancing a little bit more on your right leg. Left hand is still on the mat to help you stabilize. And then you can start to draw your body closer to your right leg by pulling on your right leg. On the next breath, if you have your hand back, release. Step the left foot all the way back onto the mat, warrior two position. So the foot is parallel with the short side of the mat. Now the feet are on one straight line. Breathing in, lift the body up, cartwheel the arms up to either side, bend down through the right leg. Make sure that the knee is still in line with your hips and your toes. Relax the shoulders down and energy through the fingertips. On the next breath, let's bring the hands all the way back down to frame the right foot. Pivot the left foot, step back, high plank. Downward facing dog or flow through your vinyasa here, your choice. There's also the option to keep your knee down in your chaturanga if you're still working on strength. All right, next side. Right foot on the outside. Left knee comes in the chest. Place the foot next to the left hand. Breathing in. Reach the arms up. Warrior one. Breathing out, hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Breathing in. Pull up, open through the chest. Breathing out, humble warrior. Inside of left knee. Drop the arms behind. And then release the hands. Fingertips to the top of the mat. Rock back on your right foot. And then all the way onto your left. Same drill here. Little bend in the left knee if you need. Point the right foot, straighten through the knee, lift the leg up. More challenging variation, take the left hand behind the left calf, and then pull yourself a little bit closer and see if you can reach your right leg up a little bit higher. Try to keep the hips square. All right, next breath. Step the right foot all the way back. Warrior two. Foot is parallel with the short side of the mat. Arms cartwheel up. Bend down through the left knee. Relax the shoulders. And next breath. Cartwheel the arms back down. High plank. Downward facing dog or flow through your vinyasa. Every time we do this, we're building strength. All right, couple of breaths here. Press the hands into the mat. Try not to sink into the shoulders, but press the floor away. And then bend the knees, look towards your hands. Step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, big toes are together. Press the knees together, lift the body up, chair pose. And breathing out, standing up tall, hands to heart center. All right, we have one more round left to do. You're doing really well. Breathing in, chair pose, sit down. Slight scoop of the pelvis. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, step back, high plank. Flow through your vinyasa or come straight to downward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Next breath in, left foot steps to the side, right knee into the chest. Step it to the top, warrior one. Reach the arms up. Breathing out, hands behind the back. Interlace. Press them down, open through the chest. And breathing out, folding down, humble warrior. Breathing in, release the hands, fingertips to the top of the mat. Rock back, standing splits. Reach the left leg up. If you want to give it a go this time, you can take your right hand behind. Otherwise, stay in the first variation, whatever works for you. If you were here last time and want to take it even further, try to balance on your right foot, look down towards your right foot, and then release the left hand and hold on to your right ankle. So a lot more work in the ankle here. Try to keep lifting the left leg up to the sky. All right, nice job. Step it back, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up. Bend through the right leg. On the next breath, let's come to extended side angle. Few options here. So right elbow can come to the right knee and the left arm reaches up. Try and find a nice straight line and stretch through the left side of the body. You could also take a bind, bring the left arm behind, right arm comes underneath the right thigh, and then you try to hold on to whatever you can grab. Try not to rest down into your right thigh, but lift yourself off using your core. All right, release the hands down. Step back, high plank. Come to downward facing dog or flow through your vinyasa. Just a couple more times. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Okay, last side. Right foot to the side, left knee into the chest. Place the foot next to the left hand. Breathing in, warrior one, reach up. Press the right hip forward. Breathing out, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Breathing in, open up. Breathing out, humble warrior. Body comes forward. Release the hands, fingertips to the top of the mat. Rock back on your right leg and then shift the weight forward. Standing splits. Options here, both hands on the mat or left hand holding on to the left calf. Or one more, take your gaze down to your left foot. Shift the weight forward onto your left foot and then release the right hand and hold on to your left ankle. Little more work here, engage with the core. All right, nice job. And then step the right foot all the way back, warrior two. Bend down through the left knee, almost there. Let's take the left elbow down to the left knee, right arm reaches up. Find the stretch on the right side of the body. Also try to create space here between the body and the thigh. Don't allow yourself to sink down. Press this elbow down, press the shoulder away from the ears. Option to bind. Take the right arm behind, left arm underneath the left thigh, holding on to whatever you can without resting down on your left thigh. One breath. And then release the hands down to the mat. Step back, high plank. One last vinyasa if you have it in you, otherwise come straight to downward facing dog. Shift the weight forward, lower down halfway. Breathing in, upward facing dog. And breathing out, downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's come to a child's pose now. Knees wide. Big toes together. And then walk the hands forward. Sit your hips down. Forehead comes to the mat. A couple of deep breaths here. Find your breath. Try to slow down your breathing. All right, on the next breath, let's come to a tabletop position. And we'll step the right leg forward on the outside of the right hand, coming back into a lunge. Stay here in your lizard lunge up high on your hands, or you can drop down to your elbows if you're feeling nice and open. There's also the option to get in an extra quad stretch if you bend your left knee and then take the left arm up overhead, hold on to your foot, whatever you can grab onto, and then slowly start to bring it towards your body. Try to keep the left shoulder forward so we're not opening up too much here. Just a couple of breaths. Nice and slow. Deep breaths. All right, release that back leg if you're holding on. Hands come back down to the mat. Tuck the left toes. Let's step back into all fours. Maybe take a cat and cow movement here. And on the next breath, we'll step the left foot forward. Lizard lunge on this side. Staying up high on your hands, trying to sink and release any tension around your hips. Option also to come down to your elbows if you're feeling open on this side. Otherwise, you can also bend the right leg, take the hand behind, grab onto whatever you can, and then pull the foot towards your body. One more breath. And then release the foot. If you're holding on, come back up to your hands. Step back onto all fours. Take another cat and cow movement here. Following your own breath. All right, on the next breath, your option to either come into a closed-legged child's pose with the knees together, arms wrapped around the body and forehead on the mat. You can take Shavasana here, or you can lie down all the way on your back and take Shavasana flat on your back. So coming into whichever position that you would like. Release any tension through your entire body. Close down your eyes. This is now the time to rest. You've deserved it after today. Very slowly start to bring your awareness back to your body. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your ankles and wrists, whatever you can, in whichever position you're in. And if you're lying down, slowly roll over to one side. If you're in child's pose, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. On the next breath, wherever you are, slowly make your way back up to a seated position. Let's bring the hands to heart center with the eyes closed. Press a thumb into your heart. Sit up nice and tall. And thank yourself for coming to your practice today, for showing up on your mat. Let's slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're feeling super energized after today's flow. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos that I'll be releasing. Until next time, namaste.